Yo, YouTube. Thanks for joining me again for another video. I had a recent suggestion from a viewer to show how I do my listings on eBay, and I think that's kind of a good idea. It's pretty important. When you're selling low-end cards, it's all about quantity, so you need to know how to move through some of the listings pretty quickly, and even if you don't do it the way I do it, I'll at least show you how I do it. Maybe that'll show you you're doing it better, or you can give me some feedback and tell me a better way to do it. But I keep my stuff pretty simple. I started listing some of this stuff a couple of years ago, so I've built my store quite robustly to this point. I don't know if that's the correct way to put it, but anyway, I have quite a few listings, quite a bit of value, and kind of have a set way that I do it, and it works pretty good. So when I first started, let me start by saying this. Literally, for my listings, I use my phone, and that's it. I don't use a computer, I don't use a camera, I don't use anything other than my phone. The eBay app is pretty easy to use. I can take my picture, quick type a listing, title, copy and paste some verbiage if I need to, or look up a card and just click on the sell one like this button and simply fill out my own information, shipping and whatnot, and get it listed. So that's how I do all of mine. It's portable. I can list stuff, I've got time off from work, or I'm downstairs and my daughter's playing, things like that. I can do it from anywhere, so I really like that part of it. But anyway, so I have a store membership. So my store is let me see if I can get it up here on the overview. I have I can't remember what the level of my store is, but anyway, I have a premium, I think it's called a premium store. Wait, here, let me go to store and we'll take a look. So anyway, the type of store that I have, here we go to my manage subscription. This should show us. You can see how much I'm not on a PC when I do this. Okay, so yeah, it's a premium store. That's what I thought it was. I pay $59.95 per month, and I do this based on the annual subscription, which actually my annual subscription just renewed this past week. But when you subscribe for the whole year, they give you it at this discount price of $59.95. Now, what I get for that store is I get 10,000 regular listings. Then I can get another 40,000 listings, I think, with the premium bonus or whatever they call it. And then also, because I list in the sports cards categories, I can get another couple thousand that way. So when I added it all up, I can essentially list at Buy It Now 55,000 auctions. So if we go back to my listings, you can see I don't have anywhere near that at this point. I have a pretty healthy amount of listings going. I have 10,056 listings, so there's quite a few. About 450, about a little over 450 of those are on auction format. So they also give you 500 free auctions per month. So at the first of the month, you can list 500 auctions. One-time listing. I run them for 7 days. When that 7 days is done, whatever sold is sold. Whatever isn't sits in my unsold section of my listings, and then I simply relist them the following month. So I don't really have to list 500 every month. I just relist whatever hadn't sold, and then I add new ones for whatever's remaining for those free listings. You want to take advantage of the free listings. I use the auctions to basically get rid of inventory, if you will, that I have a lot of. I'll throw them on auction at 99 cents, let them do their thing. If it sells as a single auction, I don't make any money. But if they buy multiple pieces or they bid more than 99 cents, then I have profit in it. So it's really not a bad deal when you're just selling the low end, base card type stuff is what I list there. So if we go to my formats here, let's go to auction. You can see I have 474 listed right now because it is the 3rd of April. So I just listed these auctions on April 1st. So they still have 5 days to run, 4 days to run, 4.5, something like that. So you can see here I hardly have bids on any of them. In fact, I might not even have a bid on one of them yet. They probably won't get bids till the end, but I do the auctions for a couple of reasons. Like I said, clear out inventory, and also because it gets eyes on my store. Some people only look at auctions. If an item gets bid up, let's say this top card here gets bid up to $3-4 and I'm only selling it for $3 in the store, I might get some sales on buy it now from those that were participating in the auctions and it, priced them out. So it's just a good way to move some inventory, and if none of these sell, it didn't cost me anything other than a little bit of time. And since these were mainly just relisted items, it really didn't cost me any time, because once it says it's unsold, I can go in here and edit all those unsold. Just click the relist all, and boom, everything's relisted. So it doesn't really take any time. So that's how I do the auctions on my main store. I have another account. We'll get to that a little bit later. So if I go to my regular listings here, so we've got 10,056 listings. As you saw, 470 or something is on auction. I have a few auctions I have to list yet, obviously. But so that means I've got about 9,500 listings, 9,600 or so fixed price listings. So the first ones come up are the ones that are closest to ending before they automatically renew, so I don't have to do anything to keep them going. But it just so happens to be these 1983 Return of the Jedi cards that I got for free. I got a big old stack of those for free from let's see, where was that? That was a card show in Wisconsin Dells. I bought some other cards, and somebody came back with a stack of those that didn't want them, and I said, hey, would you throw these in? So that was a heck of a deal. As you can see, I get $4 or $5 a piece for the lower end ones. $30 for the more rare stuff, the Boba Fett stuff. Slave Leia goes for a bit more, things like that. So that was a good pickup for free. But anyway, I digress. That's not what this video is about. This video is about listing. So if we look at some of my details here, so I've got my photo, I've got my title, then I've got my, they give me some recommendations on things to add to my listing. I don't really pay attention to that. Format is buy it now. I don't entertain offers, because it would drive me nuts to get offers all day long. And everyone's going to send you an offer even if you have a low price on it. So for example, I got $5 on this card. Someone's going to send me an offer for $4. I really don't want to play that game. I just want to sell it for $5. So now, that being said, some people are savvy and they will send offers on stuff anyway. Once in a while, I'll bite on those. If they took the time to do it, I'll return the message from them with an offer, and they can accept that offer. So, but it really reduces the amount of that type of traffic you get if you say or best offer on everything. So the other thing I do is I constantly run a promotion. So I run a buy 2 get 5% off, buy 3 get 10% off, buy 4 get 15% off. So that just helps me sell in volume, which of course reduces the amount of eBay fees and shipping and supplies. You can ship a bunch of stuff together. So I add that. Now when I'm listing in the app on the phone, which is where I list everything, it does not give me the option to do the volume pricing. So every couple months or so, I go in here and I edit all my listings and add this promotion to every card. Even if the card already has it on there, it's just easier to do that in the big bulk groups. You can do like 2,000 listings at a time. So it takes me like 4 or 5 files where I just hit yes, add volume pricing this much to all, and maybe 10 minutes of time or so, and I make sure that they're all updated then for the volume pricing. So what I will do in this case, let's say this was the first 1983 Return of the Jedi card that I was listing. So I would list this one based off of whatever information I wanted to have in the title. Again, on my phone. I would take a front photo, a back photo. In this case, I'd turn them because these are horizontal cards. And then I always do a front and a back. It doesn't take much time to flip the card over and take a back photo. And then I add my free standard shipping, and I ship all of these through the eBay standard envelope program, which is that 53-cent discount USPS shipping, which includes tracking. So it's a really good deal. As far as details and stuff, I don't put a whole lot in here. Star Wars, card names probably off on a lot of them. It's just eBay makes it very complicated to try to enter all this information, so I don't really bother. As long as it has the main categories and titles. If this was a sports card, I would make sure it had the player listed in it and stuff. Go to shipping and payments. I do free shipping, and then the shipping is that standard shipping eBay standard envelope for trading cards, stamps, postcards, and coins up to $20. So that's how I would do my listing. Now, when I go to list the second Return of the Jedi card, again, to keep that simple, we're going to wait till it loads here. And then to keep that simple, again, I'm doing it off the phone, I would just hit the sell a similar card, which it gives you once you finish the listing. It'll say done. I click done, and then it'll say sell a similar card. I'll click that, and it basically loads all the information from the card that you just listed. And then I just simply change a word or two in it to match the next card that I'm doing. I will hit the no, I don't want to use those photos, take a picture front and back of the new card. So, I mean, I can even show you an example of it here. So if I have, let me pull up a card here. So here's that Return of the Jedi card here. So I've listed it and I'm done. I'd hit the sell the similar item button. Hopefully you can all see this. Actually, here I can open up. I forget my phone is, I have a bigger view here. So I would hit this, and then it just asks me of how I want to modify that previous listing. So I hit sell similar listing. It asks me if I want to keep the photos. I would say no, because it's a different card. I would hit the plus button, which allows me to take a photo. Take a photo of the front and the back of the card. Hit done. The photos pop back in here. Wait until this loads back. And then I would simply just edit a few words here, maybe edit the character of the player here. Copy and paste what I changed on here, so I would just copy this whole line. And then I would simply paste it in my description. It's easier than typing it twice. Pricing, put in whatever price, everything's set to good till canceled. All my shipping options are already there, so I don't have to do anything with that. And then I simply hit list my item. So super simple. So when you list the first one, it maybe takes 30 to 40 seconds to do the first one. And then each one after that takes, maybe 15 to 20 seconds. A little bit of load time, for eBay to capture and post the data and everything, but pretty quick. I can list a couple hundred cards within minutes. So that's how I do it. I know lots of people use bulk listing tools and ones where they can generate automatic descriptions and things like that. I never really bothered with that. A lot of times I'm only listing a few cards at a time because I continually am buying the same thing and adding it to the inventory. So let's bring up an example of that. So if I have, let's say I want to add another copy to this card. And again, I would do this on my phone, but I would simply go on the listing, and I'll show you again, and I would hit the revise button, and then on here I simply go down to the quantity. So I go to pricing, because that's where it is, hit more options, and then I simply change the quantity. So let's say I've got 3 more copies of this card I just picked up, change that 1 to a 4, and then I would go down and hit revise it, and then boom, it updates that quantity. So that's why in previous videos I've said a lot of times when I can get a card that I know sells well cheap and then I can get it in quantity, I really like to do that, because let's say I have no copies of a certain card in stock and I can pick up 20 copies of it at one time. It's one listing. I just put quantity 20 in there, save it, and I'm done. It only counts against one listing in my totals. It only takes me one listing's worth of time to put it on there. So I really enjoy doing that. So a lot of times when I'm getting in, like I just made that video of all the Favre cards, A lot of times those cards are cards I already have, so I would just simply need to go in and revise the current listing and just add quantity. So you can do hundreds of those in a few minutes. So that's how I do the listings on my main store. And you can see here I have quite a few. I have this many listings, but I have quite a bit of value because my quantities are much higher than my individual items. So almost 4 times as much as my number of listings. So I really have 38,635 items listed, but it only counts against 10,055 of my listing total that I can list for free. All right, so let's take a look at my other account, and I'll show you what I do there. Oops, I gotta log out of here. So I'm gonna sign out, and then I'm gonna sign in again, but I'm gonna sign into my other account. Obviously this has a different password. Okay, I'm not gonna do the save password thing on here. So this is my other account. It's kind of a generic one. It's adpete4604. I kind of let eBay give me a name. I've had this account for a while, a couple of years, I think. Obviously, it's got a lot less feedback than my main account. It's 584, which isn't terrible. But this is my second account, which I don't have a store under, so it doesn't cost me anything monthly to have. Okay, so I gotta go to selling, and then I need listings. Where the heck is listings? Okay, here we go. So I'll go to listings on here. So these are literally just auctions. Now this account actually does a lot better selling auctions than my main one. I don't know why that is, but I sell quite a few of my 99-cent auctions through this account, which is nice. It's easy. I can kind of keep them separate then, in a way, even though I do list auctions on the other one, because why not? They're free. But I have 457 listed on here right now. If they were to all sell, I'd get $452.43, so not bad for for 500 base FARV cards, which I probably paid 15 cents a piece for. So maybe I have, I don't know, what does that come out to, $60 in them, something like that. But anyway, this allows me to, instead of to constantly build inventory and get huge numbers of a same card, allows me to just list a bunch of these out there and get rid of them. And I list them all at once, so hopefully I get a bunch from the same bidder being bid on. So I'm selling 10, 15 cards at a time, and then it is profitable. So if we go back to the top here and we go to, let's look at the bids, ones that have bids. Now I just finished listing these this morning. I already have bids on a few of them. But essentially these run for 7 days. Now here's what's cool about a non-store account. When you list, I wish I could show this, but I don't have any unsold right now. I just relisted them all. But if you have an unlisted or an unsold auction on here, they will automatically relist it up to 8 times before they drop it. So you can only list 250 auctions a month, but since you can relist for essentially 2 months for free, you can see how many listings I have right now, 457. Even though I'm only allowed 250 free, I really have about 200 more than that because it's just stuff that had been relisted. So it's nice. You get a lot of free shots at getting somebody in to bite on these auctions and get these out the door. So this is what helps me essentially pay costs. So this account I use to pay for other auctions I've bought, my fees on my store, the $60 a month, things like that. So essentially the money that I make on these cards is just to pay off the stuff on my main account. And then my main account is where my profits come in. So that's what I use this account for. And I pretty much do the same thing as I do in my listings on my main account. I will go in at the first of the month when I get my 200 in free listings, and I will look at my unsold listings. I should have done this on the video. I wasn't thinking. I just did it on the first without thinking about this video. But I would hit my unsold listings, which would be a category here if I had some unsold, and then I would hit the like the action for the all, where it highlights all of the unsold listings, I'd hit relist and I'd just relist right at auction, and then they run for another 8 weeks. So hopefully in that 8 weeks time I get a bite on each one of those auctions, and it can sell and be removed. But it's a really good deal so it costs me nothing to list them for 8 weeks. If it ends up not selling at the end of the 8 weeks, I can simply just relist all the unsold ones, hardly any time invested. And then as the stuff sells, I have all these cards separated in my inventory. In one of the drawers, it's just my listed for auction stuff. So it's pretty quick to flip through it and pull out the cards that sold on auction and get them shipped out. So this might not be as profitable as the stuff where I'm setting my own prices, but it's not very time consuming and it really doesn't have much cost. So selling at 99 cents, which is a wash. I don't make any money on a sale at 99 cents after fees, but it doesn't really take me a whole lot of time, and I have no risk in it, because if it doesn't sell, I have no cost. And if that person buys 1 or 2 more cards, now I'm in the green again. So that's the theory behind it. So those are my 2 accounts and how I do my listings. Try to keep track of them as best I can. But for the most part, I'm old school with it. I don't use any fancy programs or algorithms or apps or scanning tools or anything like that. Take my phone, go in the eBay app, add the auction or add the fixed price listing, list it up, and let it go. So as far as like one more point in here, if with 457 listed, if I have, let's say I have 20 listings left I can put on here, then I will simply take one of these listings. So we open this one, and again I would do this on the phone of course, but I would take this listing, I would put list similar or something, you click that list similar button, and then I would just type in I would take photos of that new card. I would type in what it is, 1996 Fleer, Brett Favre, card number, blah, blah, blah. Copy, paste that to my description. Everything starts at 99 cents. I have nothing to change in the pricing or the shipping. I just make sure it says free, no charge for the listing, because you do run out of free ones, of course. And then it costs you a lot, like 35 cents an auction, I think. But anyway, so as long as I make sure that it's free, go ahead and list it. So I do list each card individually on auction. I don't know which ones I'm going to list. I just grab a stack I literally have like 4 giant monster boxes just full of Favre base cards that I really don't feel like adding into the store because I have enough quantity. And I just grab a chunk, when I need more listings, and I throw them on an auction and I keep them moving. And then I keep buying lots and getting more in. So, it's kind of a never-ending cycle, but that's sort of the point. This is very renewable. There's always these cards available. You can always get these cards cheap in big quantities and things like that. You just got to keep an eye out. And you obviously don't have to do Favres or football cards or what I'm doing. I just wanted to kind of give this audience an idea of how I do the listings, and if that helps you, great. If you have any questions, please leave comments down on the bottom of the video. Give this a like if you thought this had any positive information for you, or even if you took out of it what not to do. That still has value in my mind. And ring the bell if you want to be notified of future videos. Otherwise, that's it for this one. I'm going to try to keep bringing more PC videos where I can do screen share stuff. I think there's some value in that. I've got it down pretty good now, where it doesn't take me a lot of time or effort to get those loaded. So I'm going to try to incorporate those, at least 1 or 2 a week, and kind of show you what I'm doing on the screen. And then it also allows me to show you on the phone, because I can put the phone on the camera as well, which is harder to do when you're filming with it. So, but anyway, that's it for now. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.